Sonoma. Lori Lee. Hey, Lori Lee. My mother was born in Sonoma in Weinberg, if you know where that is. My grandfather was in the Navy, so there was a Navy base there near Sonoma. Boston. Gil from California. I love that. That's like my favorite thing is knowing where everybody's from. Oh, by the way, thanks to Erica from the Magnolia in Dallas for helping us with tonight and being a sponsor. And I look forward to seeing it too. I'm excited. I can't wait to visit. I've already been thinking about the steak that I'm going to have when I go to Dallas. So
nice. Hey, let me introduce you. How's that sound?
Awesome. Sounds great.
I got a little something here. Hopefully I don't butcher you up too bad. So Tiffany Goss is a songwriter and multi-instrumentalist from Montgomery, Alabama, known for her playful approach to writing and natural melodic sense. Tiffany never fails to draw out the best in her co-writers. After graduating from Troy University with a degree in public relations and journalism, Tiffany made the move to Nashville to pursue a career in the music industry. She landed her first job in 1997 as the receptionist at Warner Brothers Records. It was at the front desk of Warner that Tiffany found one of her biggest champions, then CEO Jim Ed Norman. With Jim Ed's encouragement and support, Tiffany signed her first publishing deal at EMI Music Publishing. Over the span of her career, she has had stops at Buddy Killen Publishing as staff writer and Curb Music Publishing as both creative director and staff writer. Tiffany's songs have been recorded by artists like Brooks and Dunn, Brett Young, Clay Walker, Delta Ray, and Chris Janson. Her talents have brought her into the world of television with placements on shows like The Bachelor, Hart of Dixie, Rachel Ray, Martha Stewart, and Fox News. How's that sound?
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
How about that, huh?
That's awesome.
So, hey, without further ado, I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna turn it over to you, and look forward to hearing you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate it. And like, I graduated from college at Troy in South Alabama, and my goal was just simple. It was like, I just wanted to hear one of my songs on the radio one day. So, and I didn't even know what it was like to write songs with other people and what that would all be like. But so I've been able to co-write with a lot of people, and that's my favorite thing. That's my heart. It's just being in the room with other people that want to create music. And so that's what I do every day for a job now, which I love. And I've been doing it a lot from my little, they call it a frog. It's a finished room over a garage here a couple of miles from downtown and about a mile and a half from Music Row. So that's where I'm coming to y'all live tonight. So anyway, I just thought I'd start with something fun. I was writing with two of my friends, Jeremy Lister, who's an awesome writer, and he's on Big Yellow Dog, the same label that Maren Morris is on, and Stephanie Smith, who wrote the big Tim and Faith hit, and It's Your Love. She's awesome. She's great. So we got together one day, and they were like, do you have any ideas? I was like, yeah, they're all bad, though. Bad ideas. And they were like, let's write bad ideas. So we ended up writing this. So here we go. The Wright brothers flew up in the sky. Everybody said that's much too high. People thought they were crazy, so they took flight. Folks are flying up to the moon. Baby, that could be me and you. Letting go is the only thing we gotta do to see where this is going to. We could crash, we could burn. If we don't try, baby, we'll never learn. Sometimes a bad idea ain't a bad idea. What if Franklin never flew his kite? What if Hank never saw the light? this world, it wouldn't shine quite as bright. That's why I'm gonna kiss you tonight. We could crash, we could burn. If we don't try, baby, we'll never learn. Sometimes a bad idea ain't a bad idea. If you're the gamble, then I'm taking the risk. Could be like Vegas, hit or miss. Let's take a chance, roll the dice. Baby, let's see what this is. Oh, yeah, we could crash, we could burn. If we don't try, baby, we'll never learn. Sometimes a bad idea ain't a bad idea. Oh, 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 sometimes a bad idea ain't a bad idea. And I wanted to say thank you again to DMI, to John and Betsy, who I guess Betsy's still working with my parents, and of course Erica from Magnolia, Dallas. I really appreciate y'all doing this tonight. It's awesome. It gives us something to do for an hour, especially if you're, you know, one of those people that are at home and, you know, aren't leaving the house at all. So we try to get out and walk every day. So that's good. Can everybody hear me? We're good? Awesome. Great. Does anybody have any questions for me? I've got my little, I can scroll back up and see what people are saying. Okay, well, I can't pull that up right now for some reason, but okay. I'm not sure if this goes here. This is probably a good song to play right now. When I was in college down in South Alabama. Oh, thank you. Somebody said I had a good voice. I appreciate that. And I really don't play much unless it's like at the Bluebird. And this is kind of cool because what we're doing tonight, I don't know. Well, I know everybody's from all over, but here in Nashville, we have a place called the Bluebird Cafe, where growing up, it was like my dream to play at the Bluebird. So it would be just like tonight, but there would be three of us, three other people in a circle, like telling stories about how we wrote the songs that we're singing and how we got to where we are and everything. And so that's one of my favorite things, is sitting around with other writers. My parents are in. Oh, yay. Hello, Norman and Portia from Montgomery. Thank you for being my parents. They're really cute. So, and they're not completely tech savvy, but I appreciate Betsy from DMI working with them. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are on here. So I wrote this song with a girl from Georgia named Hannah Dasher. Oh, y'all FaceTime Betsy. She said they're so cute. They are so cute. They just celebrated their 52nd wedding anniversary, and they bought a house and they still live there, and they had me. I'm an only child. I guess I was more than they could handle. But anyway, they're so awesome. Okay, so this is a song I wrote with Philip Lamons from South Carolina, and Hannah Dasher from Georgia, and Darius Rucker recorded it, so I'm pretty excited about that because I always loved Hootie when I was in college. Black, white, Yankee Rip, country boy sing there and there, gay, straight, crooked level, I don't care. Popular, underrated, open-minded, insulated, ship of fools are educated, getting somewhere. 'Cause love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. The Rolling Stones or Beatles, Crimson Tide or Warrior, gospel singer, non-believer, there's a man upstairs. Love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. There's a bunch of us under the sun. We're all looking at the same one. Ooh, 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 yeah. It's a place you fall into, what you grew up on and what you learn anew. Ooh, 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 yeah. Love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. Night, day, hugs and kisses, for better or worse, for doing dishes. But it feels like it is when it feels like it isn't. Ain't going nowhere. 'Cause love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. There's a bunch of us under the sun. We're all looking at the same one. Ooh, 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 yeah. And it's a place you fall into, what you grew up on and when you learn anew. Ooh, 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 yeah. Love is love is love is love is love. Love is love is love is love is love. Black, white, Yankee ribbon, country boys singing there and there. Gay, straight, crooked level, I don't care. Thank you. I can't hear any of y'all, so it's so funny because, you know, when we're playing live music, that's the thing. Also about writing. Thank you, Lori. When we're in our houses now writing, and I don't know if y'all feel like this and what y'all are doing too, but you just miss that human connection of hearing laughter or hearing like, well, did they think I suck or did they think it was all right? But, you know, isn't that fun though? But I appreciate the chance to be able to do this tonight. And I thank DMI and Erica from Magnolia in Dallas too. Oh, you know what I can do? I've got a special guest, and she's asleep over on my bed. A couple of years ago, I found a puppy on the side of the road, and she had been hit by a car, and she could care less about my singing. I ask her all the time, I'm like, do you think I'm good? And she never says anything. I think she might think I suck. But this is her. She is a 3-legged dog. She's missing that leg right there. She had 4 when I found her, but she had been hit by a car, so she had to have surgery and have a leg removed. Cabana. Like, that's all we're getting from her. But anyway, so she's been my best friend now for 4 years. She was a puppy when I found her. And so I wrote a song about her after a heartbreak. But have y'all probably never had one of those before? Nobody's ever had a heartbreak. That's just me. But anyway, so I wrote this about a dog. If you feel like you're on a leash, well, honey, go on in and get your things. 'cause I ain't chasing you around. I guess I just said all that out loud. I'm sick of digging up your bones. I'm tired of you not coming home. 'Cause I don't want just half of you. So baby, you can leave and I'm going to get a dog, a new friend to fill up your side of the bed when I wanna call you SOB. I put down that phone and talk to G-O-D. Lord knows I'd be better off to get a dog. She's gonna help me guard that door so I don't give in to you no more. Go bark up another tree, 'cause I'm done with you for now. I need to get a dog, a new friend to fill up your side of the bed when I wanna call you SOB. I put down that phone and talk to G-O-D. Lord knows I'd be better off get a dog. She's a Heinz 57 mutt that I wouldn't trade for your trust fund. When karma does what it's gonna do, you'll get what's coming back to you. And I'll get a dog, a new friend, fill up your side of the bed when I wanna call you SOB. I put down that phone and talk to G-O-D. Lord knows I'd be better off to get a dog. Lord knows I'd be better off to get a dog. Awesome. Thank y'all. Does anybody have any questions for me? Thank you, John. I appreciate that. John said good song. Thank you. And you know what? My dog, if it was up to her, like if I didn't know if I was good or not, and I kept asking her, I would just think, well, I'm never gonna write a song again or sing, because she has not moved since I started that song. She's only 4, but she's like the laziest dog I've ever met. Anybody have any questions for me? Wait, Betsy said something. For some reason it left. Hold on. There I am. For some reason it's not letting me go back. How old was I? I don't know. Okay, Serena asked how old was I when I started. I can't read the rest of it, but when I started playing, I started making up poems when I was young, and I always loved physically writing, and I still like write with a pen and paper. I have a computer, but I don't use it as much as I should. My 2020 calendar has turned into my writing book now, but and I started playing guitar when I was 12. So anyway, Ooh, if I could sing with anyone. Oh, Percy Sledge. My mom and I were talking about Percy Sledge today. When a man loves a woman, I'd love to do a duet with him. Oh, I couldn't decide which mug I wanted to drink out of. So Percy Sledge, this is where he did, and also Aretha Franklin. I'm sorry, my nails aren't done. Of course, nobody's are. Fame. It's in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and that's a great documentary too. The Rolling Stones recorded there. So that one's good. That one and the national parks. That's my other love. I love to travel and camp, and I love makeup, but I guess you could call me a prissy hippie because I love the outdoors and could live outside. So my dream would be to get a van and just live in it and go see every national park in the world. So this is a song I wrote with everything going on in the world. It can be a little heavy. Oh, I missed what that person said. Hold on. There we go. I'm sorry, I was looking down, so I didn't see what it said. If you want to type it again, I'm going to be watching now. So I was writing with a couple of young writers. There's a bunch of new amazing talent here in Nashville that are like under 20. I'm like, how are these people this brilliant and this good? It's like the crop of new kids coming up are just insane, and they've taught me so much. Just staying relevant. They tell me if the shoes I'm wearing aren't in style anymore and I need to get new ones. They even tell me words I say. They're like, oh, don't ever say that. That's so 2005. So they're trying to keep me relevant. But this is one I wrote the other day. Oh, thank you, John. I had this idea, and it just happened to be at the right time. We were all thinking, man, we wish we could just fly away a minute, and maybe it'd be nice to be a bird. And it's so funny because after everything going on with nobody even being able to drive, it seems like the environment's really happy. The birds are singing. It's like, well, I wish I could be a bird and I could fly away. And so anyway, we wrote this song the other day with a guy named Raleigh Keegan and a girl from Nova Scotia named Michaela Lynn, who I love so much as a friend, and she's taught me a lot, and she's 18. I'd like to be a bird for a day. Trust my wings, leave everything, finally escape. Go check out the clouds, see what the sun has to say. I'd like to be a bird for a day. I'd like to fly away from all my pain. Not thinking about the weather or if it's gonna rain. Fly into a storm, never feel afraid. I'd like to fly away from all my pain. I'd be over all my troubles, never worry about a thing. And even in my heartache, I'd find a way to sing. I'd like to I'd like to know when summer's running, and it's telling me it's time to head on south. Knowing there ain't nothing that can keep me on the ground. I'd like to be a bird right now. I'd be over all my troubles, never worry about a thing. Even in my heartache, I'd find a way to sing. I'd like to be a bird for a day. I'd like to be a bird, knowing there ain't nothing that can keep me on the ground. I'd like to be a bird right now. We just wrote that about a week ago, so that's the first time I've ever like played it. So thank you. Anybody have any questions for me? I'm pretty much just doesn't it sound good? I'd love to be a bird. I thought about maybe singing a song for my parents who are on here. I haven't seen their faces yet. So, but they always wanted me to write. Serena has a question, but they wanted me to write a song about Montgomery, Alabama, where I'm from. So I ended up writing this with Philip Lamons from South Carolina, a guy named Rustin Kelly, who's amazing, and a guy named Mo Pitney, who is an artist on the label I write for, Curb. He's amazing. So they helped me write this. It's about Montgomery, where I'm from. Okay, here we go. It reminds me of Montgomery, when magnolia gets to blooming in the spring. Rocking chair, cup of coffee, morning breeze blowing through my screen. When I hear a whippoorwill singing, as the sunset wakes up the moon, ooh, it reminds me of Montgomery. Montgomery reminds me of you. The smell of cornbread cooking, covering up the smell of neighbors' burning leaves. Mama's back door is somewhere squeaking, but she's calling all her babies in to eat. The sound of pine needles falling, the weight of red clay sticking to my boots reminds me of Montgomery. Montgomery reminds me of you. I wish we were walking downtown, hearing the sound of that river band play, before you left on that train. Simple handshake from a stranger, even catching a fish and turning him loose reminds me of Montgomery. Montgomery reminds me of you. Montgomery reminds me of you. So that's my little song about Montgomery. I'm proud to be from there. I was born and raised there, and now I've been in Nashville longer than I was there, so that's kind of a neat thing too. I wanted to say thank you to Chris Alderman, who is the one that told me about this, and I felt very honored to be asked to do this. And because I'm more of like a writer that just sits in the room. I'm not an artist, and I usually just sit in the room and write with the artists that are recording songs for their record. And this kind of isn't even my comfort zone. But I had just been on that big trip, and I was like, I'm going to start saying yes to things that scare me. And one thing, even though I've been doing it for a long time, I'm cool like when I'm in a room writing with people, but for some reason using my voice and singing is just kind of it's kind of a scary thing, almost like the first day of kindergarten. So I appreciate y'all being patient with me if I mess up on notes and stuff, because I'm usually just writing songs instead of singing them. But so DMI, John and Betsy, I love y'all. So glad to finally meet y'all. Can't wait to meet y'all in person. Erica from the Magnolia in Dallas. I can't wait to see you and to see Magnolia. And of course, Chris Alderman and Deluge. Oh, I know one I want to play. Thank you, Gail. That's sweet. Oh, I know what. Betsy had asked me my favorite female solo artist. I like the old stuff. I love Loretta Lynn, and she was nice enough to take me on a few shows with her to sing and play and open up for her, which was really cool. I like a lot of the female singer-songwriters. Carole King was always one of my favorites. She's written a ton of things. Actually, my first dog I had here in town was named Tapestry after the Carole King record. So she had a lot of, so I love the singer-songwriter girls, and then some of these new kids I'm writing with, they're so great. They're some of my favorites too. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Tell us about The Bachelor. I wasn't on The Bachelor. I did do some interviews from The Bachelor. I almost was on there when I was in my mid-20s, and decided not to do it. I'm kind of glad and kind of sad that I didn't do it, but it was 2004, I think, that I was supposed to be on there, but what a mess. So I'm kind of glad I didn't, but I ended up having a song on there years later, Clay Walker. I'll just do that one. I don't know. That kind of walked me right into it. This was one of my first big cuts that an artist that I actually had a poster of at Troy University. It was Troy State at the time, but it was on the wall. I had a poster of Clay Walker because I loved him. And then I ended up getting signed at the same label where he was an artist at. So I was able to meet him. And then on top of that, he recorded this song and sang it on The Bachelor, which I thought was really cool. He was like, it's going to be a hit. You're going to make a lot of money. And when he lost his deal at Curve, where I write, when this song came out, so he was like, I'm sorry about that, but do you want to go on tour with me and play a few shows? I was like, sure. So it kind of worked out. But this was the song, and it's still like super special to me. It's called Like We Never Said Goodbye, and his version is great. Alan Jackson's producer produced it, Keith Stegall, and so that was kind of a dream come true in itself. So this is the song. And if you've ever been through a breakup, you always dream about, oh, maybe we'll run into each other and get back together. So this is that song, I guess. So it's called Like We Never Said Goodbye. And this is the one he did on The Bachelor. So I didn't know you were gonna be at that bar when I walked in, till I walked in, looked up, saw your face, turned around and walked back out again. Then I thought there's too much we share, so I made myself get a hold of myself and I walked back in, went right up to you. I could see that you were caught off guard. Neither one of us knew just what to do. So I said, how you been? Been a while. Tell me, how's your mom? You said, good, you can sit down if you wanna. I said, I was just thinking about Oklahoma, the wild roller coaster ride we had that summer. But we knew it, we were on our second glass of wine, sitting there talking just like we had never said goodbye. I'm gonna go down one because that is too high. The bird song was way too high. Even after all that time, it clicked just like before, maybe a little more. But we knew it, they were closing up the joint, stacking them chairs, locking them doors. You asked the waitress, would she mind if we sat there and stayed for breakfast? We both laughed and I grabbed my purse, and you paid our tab, standing underneath the moon. I couldn't help but ask what you said. We'd take a stroll down by the river. What a night, boy, can you believe this? I've been thinking we were pretty damn good together. You said, yeah, well, I wonder why we ever let it go. I said, I don't know, but after seeing you tonight, boy, it feels just like we never said goodbye. Like we never said goodbye. I've been thinking maybe we should give it one more try. This boy, it feels just like we never say goodbye. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. That song is called Like We Never Said Goodbye. And Clay Walker recorded it, so you can go on iTunes and find that one, on Spotify. My dog is just now moving around. But yeah, Clay Walker, so I've always been a fan of his, so that was a real neat time for me. Was even being on the same label. I write for a company called Curb Music Publishing here in town, and when I first signed there, Winona was there, and Tim McGraw, Leanne Rhymes, all these people that I was like just such fans of growing up, and Hal Ketchum too, who ended up being a co-writer and friend. And actually he's the one that told me about Taos, New Mexico. I'd never heard of Taos, New Mexico until he told me about it, because he had some Indian guide guru out there who I'd never met, the Indian guide guru, but I kind of want to, so I should go back. Y'all ever have those threads where your aunt's sending a bunch of pictures of the kids and stuff? That's what's going on right now. I'm gonna play my dad's favorite song. Dad, I think this is your absolute favorite song of mine. It's called Money in the Blues. I was at a beach writing retreat, and I had said something about, well, if you can make money being sad, I'd be a millionaire. Oh, I love Hal too. Catherine says she loves Hal. Oh, there's something about Hal Ketchum. You know, if you don't know who he is, he sang Small Town Saturday Night. He's just amazing. He was on the same label there too at Curb, but his spirit was just really cool. He's one of those you get in the writing room and you know you're like in there with a legend. So, but I had said to my friends that I was writing with that day, I was like, man, if you could make money from being sad, I would be a millionaire right now. So they're like, well, let's write that, Money in the Blues. So this is my dad's favorite song. If there was money in the blues, I'd have a brand new pair of shoes and a house with a view. If there was money in the blues, I'd have a boat down in the Keys and a lot more family, like I hit the lottery. If there was money in the blues, if I could turn these tears to dollars, sorrows into gold, I wouldn't be scraping bottom and the nights wouldn't be so cold. I'd be a millionaire with a whole lot more to share, and I bet that you'd still care if there was money in the blues. I'd be living like a king if sad was still selling. There just ain't no telling how rich I might be. I'm so happy to be here. Let's grab a toast and make a cheer. Oh, but first, somebody buy me a beer, 'cause there ain't no money in the blues. Oh no, there ain't no money in the blues. My dad's favorite. So, probably one of my favorite songs ever. And let's see, it's 6:45. Okay, so I'll probably do maybe one or two more, if that's cool with y'all. Thank y'all for staying on here. Appreciate it. And anybody have any questions too, you can throw those up there. Okay, so I wrote this song with a guy named Brett Young, who is awesome. And we happened to be writing like it was either first or second week of January a couple of years ago. And he had gone through a breakup on New Year's Eve, which not a great time to go through a breakup, but he was on a flight seriously, the plane was half full on New Year's, and he was just like totally brokenhearted. He ended up marrying the girl, by the way. They got back together. But we wrote this song about the breakup. And it's probably my cut that I'm most proud of. It's my first on a platinum record, which is exciting. I think it's quadruple platinum now, which is awesome. It wasn't a single on the record, but it was still on there, and he plays it at all his shows, which makes me really happy. So it's called You Ain't Here to Kiss Me. So I hope you like it. I've been home for 7 days and I haven't even seen your face. Guess I got a flight to change. There ain't nothing left to say. And if you really don't have it figured out by now, there's no need for me to hang around. Gotta get out of town. $5 drink and a lonely window seat, half-empty plane, New Year's Eve. The birds in the row in front of me are driving me crazy. The pilot comes on, said the year is almost gone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like it's just me and the whiskey, 'cause you ain't here to kiss me. You ain't here to kiss me. Raise a toast to the thought of you and me. It's just the way it has to be. 90 proof to give me clarity. Flight attendant must know that something's going on. Can't hide the look of love gone wrong. So she's pouring them a little strong. $5 drink and a lonely window seat, half-empty plane, New Year's Eve. The birds in the row in front of me are driving me crazy. Pilot comes on, said the year was almost gone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like it's just me and whiskey, 'cause you ain't here to kiss me. Turns out love ain't always enough, so I'll start getting over you. With another $5 drink and a lonely window seat, half-empty plane, New Year's Eve, lovebirds in the row in front of me, just like we used to be. Fire that comes on, the year is almost gone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like it's just me and the whiskey, 'cause you ain't here to kiss me. You ain't here to kiss me. Thank you. I'm really proud of that song. And you can listen to that on Spotify or download that one on iTunes by Brett. So he's easy to find, Brett Young, because he's all over everything. So I guess I have time for one more if you want to hear one more. What should I do? Oh, okay. Well, there's a girl, Brandy Clark, who's one of my favorite artists. She's amazing, and we've been friends for a long time. And I had this song idea that I wanted to write with her. I knew she'd be perfect to write it with. It was about my boyfriend in college. I don't know about where y'all are from and what it was like where y'all went to school, but you pretty much went to college anywhere in Alabama and then you get married and have babies. And I forgot to do all that. But I really for sure wasn't ready when I was 21. They were like, "You're not going to get married. What are you going to do?" I'm like, "I'm going to write songs in Nashville." They're like, "Oh gosh, like how can you do that?" But anyway, I'm glad that I did it. But you always wonder, like, well, what if I had done what everybody else did and followed that, just the natural progression of life. I always knew I've always been a little bit different. And when I was growing up, I was always in my room listening to songs and making up songs and learning to play guitar. And I'd rather do that than play outside. So it's kind of still that way in a lot of ways. So anyway, we wrote this song. I wrote this with Brandy Clark about my boyfriend in college that is from Georgia. So anyway, I appreciate all of y'all listening. He actually heard this song. I heard through a mutual friend of ours in college that he had heard this song and knew it was about him, which is kind of embarrassing and kind of awesome. He's very sweet. We're friends on Facebook also, but so this is the song about my college boyfriend, and I appreciate y'all listening tonight. John and Betsy from DMI, thank y'all so much. Deluge, of course. Chris Alderman, I love you, my brother. And Erica from the Magnolia in Dallas. I'm ready to go. This is Georgia. If I had gone, Georgia, and all true story, by the way. If I had gone to Georgia, well, I'd live right outside of Macon. I'd be frying bacon in the morning. I'd be getting kids off to school, canning peaches at the Crawford County Fair. I wonder if I'd ever wonder what I gave them to be there. If I had gone to Georgia, instead I went to Tennessee, chasing all those crazy dreams. Was gonna live my life without regret. But can you really do that? If I had gone to Georgia when he asked me to, we'd be fighting over colors to repaint the living room. We'd be lovers, just a little more like friends. 'Cause you know that's bound to happen. And by now that would have happened if I had gone to Georgia. Instead I went to Tennessee, chasing all those crazy dreams. And now that I've caught a few, I do it all again. But then again, if I had gone to Georgia, oh, if I had made that choice, just to pack up all of me and then give it to that boy, well, I'd be there dreaming, oh, of where I am right now. I guess no matter what you choose, you'll always wonder how it might have turned out if I had gone to Georgia. If I had gone to Georgia.
Hey, Tiff, thanks. That was
Thank
awesome.
you so much, John.
Hey, you said that was Brandy Walker recorded
Brandy
that?
Clark.
Brandy Clark.
Yeah.
Roxanne
By
Baker.
the way, your background is amazing.
Like Took a while. Hey, listen, at times like this, we're all looking for something good, and you certainly were it tonight. So we really appreciate you. And,
thank you so much.
Thanks to your mom and dad for joining us.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you,
Alabama.
Mom and Dad. I haven't seen him yet on here,
Yeah,
but
it's kind of hiding.
Do
there
you see him, John?
I see him. See him right there. See Mom and Dad?
Thank you, Gwenna. That's a cool name, too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it as well. This was so much fun. I felt like I was by myself in here, but knowing I wasn't. So then I started thinking about my face, and you were like, oh, everybody's looking at me. Oh, I forget, because you feel like
you
by
told me
yourself.
You told me we find you on Instagram, right?
Yes. Oh, if y'all want to find me on Instagram, it's Tiffty Cent. TIFFTYCENT. And I'm always posting pictures of my 3-legged dog, of hiking, adventure, national parks, songs, stuff. Not 50 Cent. Thank you, Erica, by the way. Oh, yes. I can't wait to see you in Dallas. Thank you, Leslie and Gail. This was so much fun. I really appreciate it. And John, your background is rocking.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. We look forward to getting together in person. And
I know. I can't wait to meet you. Thank you, Kathy, by the way.
Next time I'm cruising on your
Doug.
hood, I'll look for a frog.
Yeah, please do. And this was so cool. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night. And I appreciate y'all for listening to me and allowing me the honor of doing this tonight.
It was great. It really was. And Chris, thanks so much. Chris Alderman with the Luge. Appreciate you, man. It's been great. Look forward to seeing you all again next week. Tiff, you can always join in anytime you'd like.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to come back.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. Take care.